This is a story about a tribe that lived 13,500 years ago. The story takes place in a jungle near the ocean. So let's go back in time and find out what happened. The jungle wakes in silence. The pale morning mist drifts low through massive tree roots and vines, clinging to damp earth where every step leaves a dark imprint. Towering trunks rise into the sky, their crowns hidden in shifting layers of green. From small shelters of bent branches and broad palm leaves, a group of early humans slowly emerges. Their bodies are streaked with mud and ash as protection against biting insects, their hair tangled, their movements steady, but cautious eyes alert for danger, carrying woven baskets of reeds, sharpened wooden spears, and stone flakes bound to handles with vines. They move quietly across the wet ground. The air is heavy with moisture, birds screeching above, monkeys leaping between branches, insects humming around them in thick clouds, brushed away with leafy branches. The group advances toward a patch of soft soil where they crouch to dig, stone blades striking the earth as hands pull out thick roots, brushing clumps of dirt away, adding the tubers to baskets. They repeat the motion over and over. The children watch and mimic, their small fingers plucking berries from low bushes and dropping them one by one into leaf pouches. Time slows as the sun climbs higher. Shafts of gold pierce the canopy, dust drifting in the light, while sweat glistens on their bodies, and their breath rises in the humid air. The sound of rushing water draws them further until they reach a broad, slow river shimmering in the light. Fish dart just below the surface, their silver bodies flashing. Two men wade carefully into the shallows, spears poised, standing still for long minutes. With sudden thrusts they strike, lifting wriggling fish that glisten and splash before being tossed into baskets. Children crouch nearby, scooping crabs and snails, dropping them into clay-lined containers, their faces smeared with mud, while women gather reeds and strip them into thin strands, twisting them slowly into strong cord, repeating the process again and again. Around them, the jungle hums with sound, frogs croaking from hidden pools, birds calling, bees buzzing faintly in the distance, the air alive with movement and noise, as the humans continue their work in endless cycles, filling baskets, carrying loads, returning again for more, their labor unhurried but constant survival written into every gesture. Pushing deeper into the forest, the buzzing grows louder until they stop before an enormous ancient tree. Its trunk scarred and twisted, roots like walls around its base, and high in a hollow gleams golden honey, guarded by clouds of furious bees. The group prepares carefully. They smear more mud across their skin, binding bundles of green leaves with vines, setting them alight until thick white smoke billows upward. One man climbs slowly, gripping the bark, his body pressed against the trunk as the smoke drifts through the buzzing swarm, calming the bees as they swirl and scatter. Inch by inch he reaches the hollow, arm disappearing into shadow before pulling free heavy dripping comb. Sunlight striking the golden liquid as it runs down his arm, sticky and glistening, lowered carefully to the group below. They gather eagerly, children's hands reaching, adults tearing the comb into chunks. Honey drips in long threads onto leaves, smeared across roots and berries, thick syrup glistening on their lips and fingers, their eyes bright with joy at the rare sweetness. Again and again, they break the comb, licking their hands, pressing pieces into leaf bowls, wrapping the treasure in broad leaves tied with vines, while bees hover angrily around them, smoke drifting until the swarm begins to thin. The humans retreat slowly, carrying honey back to their riverside camp, baskets heavy with roots, berries, fish, and comb, feet pressing through damp earth as the buzzing fades behind them. At camp, the day continues in endless motion. Smoke curls from small fires as sharpened sticks hold roasting fish, fat sizzling and dripping into flames, sparks leaping into the air, the smell rich and thick. Women crouch beside hides, scraping them with stone blades to soften the fibers. hands repeating the same movement over and over, while men sharpen spear tips against smooth river stones, grinding in patient rhythm. Children gather twigs and branches, stacking them into neat piles, then chase insects and splash at the river's edge before returning to add more fuel to the fires. Honey drips slowly into clay-lined bowls, ants crawling toward the sweetness, brushed away again and again as adults stir the sticky mass with sticks, smearing it onto roasted fish, watching golden syrup sizzle and caramelize across the flesh. Repetition fills every moment, baskets woven tighter, hides stretched and scraped, thinner spears sharpened, smoother fibers twisted into longer cords, the cycle repeating as the jungle hums with sound, every task done, slowly, deliberately, without words, only the language of movement and rhythm. Later, a hunter returns, dragging a wild boar bound to a branch. The group gathers quickly to cut the animal with stone tools, dividing the meat into strips, placing it onto racks above glowing embers, smoke thick as fat drips into the fire. Honey drizzled slowly across the meat, golden drops sizzling, sparks leaping high into the air. They wait patiently, faces lit orange by the flames, watching the meat cook, tearing strips when ready, dipping into honey bowls, eating slowly and chewing in silence. Evening settles as the sun bleeds orange through the canopy shadows long across the campfires, glowing warmer smoke drifting into the cooling air, the people continuing their endless work, gathering wood, weaving baskets, repairing shelters with palm leaves pressed into place, stacking food neatly in clay pits, pressing more comb into leaf wrappings tied tight with vines, placing them carefully beside the fire to keep safe from ants. Children chase each other along the shallows until the light fades, splashing and laughing in small bursts of energy before curling against their mothers on beds of palm leaves, eyes heavy as the night deepens. Darkness closes around the camp, the jungle alive with the chorus of frogs and crickets, fireflies flickering like stars among the trees. While inside the circle of light, the humans gather close to the flames, bodies glowing in firelight, some still chewing roasted bones, others weaving cords, others staring into the fire with slow, steady eyes. Sparks rise into the night. Firelight flickers on baskets, hides, tools, and the golden honeycomb resting, wrapped in broad leaves, glistening faintly. Its scent drifting into the air, drawing ants in slow lines that are brushed away with sticks. Time passes in repetition, wood added to the fire, embers stirred, food chewed, hides scraped, baskets tightened, spears adjusted, every task repeated and slow, stretching the night as the group maintains its rhythm of survival. One by one they settle onto beds of leaves, pulling hides over themselves, children curled against parents, fires glowing warmly, smoke drifting into the canopy as stars appear faintly overhead. Their world reduced to the small circle of orange light in the endless dark forest, the hum of insects all around, the faint buzz of bees somewhere far in the distance, and the golden comb kept close, treasured as sweetness rare and powerful, the endless cycle of searching, gathering, cooking, weaving and resting flowing into silence, continuing without end. Thank you for watching. If you liked the story, please subscribe so you don't miss any new stories. We also have many other interesting videos. You can watch them now. Have a good day.